Hi Libra, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you a tarot reading for your next 48 hours. Thank you so much for joining me. Do keep in mind, of course, this is general, so just take what resonates. But I do also more than appreciate your likes, comments, and of course subscriptions to the channel if you haven't joined this Libran tribe already. Now, do keep in mind as we move forward with the reading, this is meant to pertain to the following 48-hour period for you, beginning around when you're guided or drawn to this video, not just following when I post it. So it's a bit timeless in that sense. But let's begin by pulling from the Elemental Oracle deck and see what we get for you. I'm getting a very angelic vibe about your energy, a bit drained potentially, but you're thriving and looking good in the next 48 hours. And I do feel like there are certain small annoyances, potential disturbances, background noise, you name it. Okay, for Libra, wow, struggle. We have the groundedness card, gravity. I really do sense that there's a need for you to stay grounded or reground oneself in one way, shape, or form. Feeling very connected to the universe in certain ways, and animals if you look at the surrounding elements of this card. I do feel like you're being pushed to put some thought into your own individual world and how it's changing at this time. Some of you putting in putting effort towards researching or just informing oneself about a move of residence you wish to make happen in the future, or a career switch up. Some of you as well being very creative when it comes to your business that you're running, and being very accurate and whatever you assume or feel intuitively guided to say. And I do feel like you're impressing people in certain ways as well. Falling into my lap, we have the Cleansing Storms card. So don't be surprised if there's rain taking place weather-wise, lightning for some. But I do feel like you went through a past stormy chapter of your life. And even if that wasn't this previous one, it could have been the one before that. But you're being pushed to slightly reflect upon or to remember all the rough patches you've gone through and the difficult energies you've had to cope with. And they may even pop up in certain ways due to Mercury retrograde if you're watching this close to the posting of it. But I do feel like you're being pushed to remember that you need to do some cleansing and healing from all of that, okay, before you get ready for a new job or a new relationship or both or something of the sort, okay? I do feel like you're thinking about how opposites attract. All right. And I do feel like, even if that's not in your case, but I do feel like a lot of Librans drawn to this reading are looking for true love or just looking for their other half, are expecting more from the person they're committed to at this time. There's a need to listen to what somebody has to say, as I do feel like it's going to make more sense to you than it even does to them, even though they're expressing it to you. I really do feel like you're going to be hearing spirit loud and clear in the next 48 hours, and that's going to enlighten your view on things, okay? Your dreams are coming into play. I do feel like those drawn to this reading are very spiritual or on your way to becoming more spiritual. Don't be surprised if you sort of lose your breath at certain points in the next 48 due to the energy in the air, due to your spirituality, you name it. Or it could be something that you put into your system. But I do feel like you are showing people how it's done in certain ways. And there's going to be moments where you're pushed to just sit in silence, whether that's meditation, whether it's you decide to pause the reading you're watching or the show, movie, you name it. Or there's just not a lot happening around in the neighborhood, the area. You're going to feel like that is purposeful. It's part of the healing. You may even be pushed to stop in the middle of a sentence if you're about to overshare or overspeak, or just, it could just be a form of spiritual messing with. But I also just feel like there's moments where you're being reminded you're attracting what you need the most at this time and who's meant for you. I do feel like there's random moments, even recently, where you felt guided to reach out to random people from your past And that will happen towards you as well, where they will just feel the need to check up on you, to send you something, and it sparks a reconnecting in one way, shape, or form. And I sense that you're going to be reminded that whether that was before this 48-hour period or within it, there's this sort of trickling effect where you reach out to one or a couple people, and then it will outwardly push you to be brought up in the conversation with another friend, right? They'll bring you up in conversation, or just they will remind them to reach out to you. Does that make sense? And so I feel like people are circulating your name in more than one way, and I do sense that you're just going to see people getting in touch with you, okay? But I do feel as if your family is proud of you, I feel the need to say. And I feel like you're a magnet for success at this time in one way, shape, or form. A little bit overly serious, but when you put on music, it just feels like you're vibing. It feels like you're thriving again. And I really do feel like you are doing something important at a darker time, whether that's early morning, late at night. But for those who are single, drawn to this reading, you're attracting love at this time. And I feel like a lot of options, okay? You will be pushed to not compare who it is that you're considering or wrapping oneself up with to the past, okay? But it feels like you just are experiencing a new life for oneself, and even thinking about future changes that will leave you with a new life in one way, shape, or form. But I do sense that when the energy feels a bit rough or a bit heavy, I'm sensing that you're going to be pushed to intuitively, or just by your spirit guides, to go catch your breath elsewhere. Watch the energy switch up, help you catch your breath, or just, it feels like you need some fresh air. The outdoors will be beneficial for you, even if it's raining, right? Even if it's not ideal weather, I just sense that there's going to be more than one benefit from it. But for some of you, it may be a walk in a light rainstorm that cleanses your energy thoroughly, or you just feel the need to go swimming. You're going to be thinking about somewhere, whether it's traveling, whether it's moving, where there will be a good amount of water nearby. And I do feel like are wrapped up in the situation in one way, shape, or form, like a beach or something. But I do feel like you are meant to have these moments, these thoughts, so that you can see your future as a very successful outcome, okay? I do feel like you're meant to just flow like water in the next 2 days and see how everything comes to be in a very successful manner, okay? Again, animals coming into play potentially for messages, synchronicities from spirit, reminders, but also they're just very attracted to you. Let's pull Light Seers. For Libra, I almost called you Aries. I feel like some of you are embodying a very Aries kind of energy, but with a hint of Taurus. I hope that makes sense. Feeling very bold and leadership, like leader-esque, but chill for the most part all the meanwhile. Those who have a chill, sort of calm, peaceful way about them will feel most attractive to you at this time. I do feel like you're being reminded that you're attracted to different types of people these days than you once were. Different moments, signs like that will remind you that you are changing, you're developing, evolving, and just maturing on a core level, okay? The Eight of Swords, I do feel like there's going to be a moment where you feel a bit trapped, okay? Again, noise, situations, background, but I feel like you're not overthinking, okay? And I just sense that you may, again, want that little bit of an escape, a chance to breathe. What else do we have for Libra? We have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, I really do feel like the next 48 reminds you that you have a lot of options, okay? A lot of choices, a lot to accomplish. I do feel like there's this very methodical way about you where you're doing things task after task after task, sort of prioritizing in one's mind, but you're not stressing over it, okay? 933, look up the angel number meaning, 933. I feel as if with the Two of Wands, you're thinking about travel, you're thinking about where you wish to be moving forward, and you're meant to get sort of a clear mind, a clear image as to what you truly desire, because you are efficiently manifesting at this time. Now, whether that's, again, a switch up in your career, in your housing situation, in where you want to travel, what kind of person you want, you just are thinking about your world and all there is to, all the fish in the sea, all that there is to manifest into your situation successfully. And I do feel like you're going to have a better idea as to exactly what you desire by the end of this 2-day period. Maybe hard to believe when watching this, but you'll see, okay? It's a very spiritually connected next 2 days, where people are seeing you as somebody who's a bit of a mystery, but an intriguing one, an impressive one, and somebody who's just, it's being seen as effortlessly having things fall into place, but there's so much more that is happening behind the scenes, and it has happened as well, what you've been through in general up until this point. But it reminds you to keep moving forward and manifest again what you desire. Let's pull some charms to wrap this up. For Libra, we have a paw. Yeah, I really do feel like a dog is coming into play, if not a cat, or both, animals in general. And we have a key, okay? The keys here to success is figuring out what you want and manifesting it, okay? And pairing that with the intuitive guidance as well as spirit's guidance at this time as you're transforming through your spirituality. And I really do feel like your spiritual presence, your spiritual connection is transforming as well. Look at that. So butterflies coming into play. Don't be surprised if you see those as a message, a synchronicity in one way, shape, or form. I don't know what that is. And we have a horse. You're just going to desire a level of freedom in one way, shape, or form. Don't be surprised if you see certain images on social media or in movies, TV shows that are messages, the spiritual meaning being relevant for you, okay? There may be thoughts of getting a bike or going on a bike ride, outdoor activities taking place. I do feel like you're thinking about aquatic nature once again and needing to reground oneself in certain ways at certain times. But I really do feel like, okay, insects as well. That was a mouse, even though that's an animal. Everything comes out for a reason. And a Pegasus. I really do feel this sort of magical, happy-go-lucky way about you for the most part, where you're being viewed as someone with a big heart, okay? And being reminded in the next 48, there's true love on the horizon for you, regardless of your current situation, all right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy the next 48, and I'll see you next time.